getting these from? Because it's not like the ones that be on the, like, one of the ones I saw was like, hey, my daughter's a dickhead. She want me to pay $80,000 for a wedding. Am I an asshole? Like, where are you finding these?
Reddit.
They go too hard. Everyone
But
has
it's
a
just not your
kink.
cup of tea.
Everything is, you know, there's kinks out here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's almost abusive. That's an abusive kink.
We're not gonna kink shame.
Especially if you, okay.
That's what we're not gonna do.
You could
have had any other kink of
like furry, like if your ass was a furry or something, bad. Because they kind of go along with,
Right.
They kind of go along with
You could have any other kink in the world, but we're not gonna do this in that great play.
It's not even the charges. It's the, what's your second one?
Acts of service.
That's how you like to receive.
No, because I have a kink that goes with it.
Okay.
That.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Family Lounge.
Hey.
I'm Sharon, Alex, Amber. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
I know. Happy New Year. How was y'all's Christmas?
Quiet.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
But
like
relaxing, yes. It's actually really relaxing.
I didn't talk to you all. It was just texted back and forth.
We slept in, got up, finished our cooking, opened presents, went back to sleep, watched the movies.
Really?
And wear pajamas all day.
Yeah.
See, ours was a bit different. I had anxiety because we had to get a lot of things done yesterday, even on Christmas. First of all, my mom had me with this very weird menu, and she doesn't even eat that much.
What was the menu?
She wanted chicken and waffles.
Mm-hmm.
She also wanted shrimp and grits, but she also wanted seafood for dinner.
Mm.
Now, that would have made sense if I could have made 3 different meals yesterday, but because Alexis bought us some tickets to the color purple midday, we had to stop eating because my mother can't really, eat like this. It was just odd. So what I did was I made the shrimp and grits, I made the chicken and waffles, just very small portions. We ate that. And we actually ate first this time at 8:30. I wasn't on time. And then for some reason, every year my daughter and I would just geek the heck up for Christmas. We'd just be lit. But my mom pity pats every single she pity pats every year getting ready. And then we opened up presents. And then we went to sleep.
See?
And then I got back on the ones and twos and made a small dinner. And then we went to go see the color purple.
How was it?
I was telling Alex, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
I gotta go see it.
Next year, Mary wants to do a tradition for Christmas where we do the 7 feasts of fishes.
I feel like a
that's
heathen.
right.
I don't know what that is.
It's Italian.
Oh, so it's not biblical.
No, it is.
Oh, okay.
But they make different fishes on Christmas Eve, and that's how you bring in Jesus' birthday. Because they all 7 of the fishes represent something in the Bible.
So, do we do this fish thing on one day or
All on Christmas Eve?
All on Christmas Eve? I like that. And then on Christmas Day, everybody at their house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, kind of. 7 feasts of 7 fishes. You do...
Is it fish or fishes?
Fishes.
For real?
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yes, fishes.
With an ES?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Italian.
I thought we was going to have to edit.
It's an Italian-American
Were
celebration.
you worried?
A Christmas Eve with dishes
I'm
of
not eating
fish
fish.
and other seafood. It's the number of sacraments, the 7 days of creation from God, the 7 virtues and the 7 deadly sins, and the 7 days it took Mary and Joseph to reach Bethlehem. That's what it all represents.
Sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, but you make your crab cakes, you make your shrimp, like
I like that. Oh, so it's different types.
like you have to make 7 different types of fish.
Okay, I can do that.
All on Christmas Eve. So we're gonna try that next year.
I like that.
And then you're gonna have the all ball out for chicken because I don't like fish.
And that's Christmas Eve. I like that, and I feel like, and everybody's
And then
contributing.
you have to have a soup.
Who wanna make soup?
You can
She's
make,
on-
you
she's
can
on the
make your
soup
ghetto
menu.
soup.
No, it was called. It's called summer chowder because I couldn't quite call it gumbo because I didn't get that roux right. I didn't get the roux right.
So gumbo, ghetto soup.
Yeah.
Ghetto soup.
I'll make the shrimp and grits, and then you
Okay.
can make the crab cakes, and then everybody else could be on some other fish.
Okay, I like it. I like it very much. Okay, and I think that takes the pressure off of Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what, I can just eat cereal?
No, you still make like a Christmas meal, but your big meal is the fishes on
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Okay, all right, I'll work through it.
Basically, Christmas Day is leftovers.
Because Thanksgiving is the day I like to cook. Like I cook
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving. Christmas is just like we open up gifts and we're relaxing and like watching Christmas movies. Yeah, I don't want to cook. I don't want to be on the 1s and 2s on Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas Day is the leftovers from Christmas Eve.
Like this Christmas, I really could have ordered from Cracker Barrel. Like legit, but my mom can't. I just, either way, it was good. We had a good time. And I'm going to tell you something funny real quick and then we move on. So my former supervisor, she sends me a picture every year of her and her family, and it's just so nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're out either like in the meadow or something. Like they just really, it's so white and it's so cute. Like, and I love her to death for it, right? And so I was like, well, I never have anything to send them because we don't take like
Pictures.
Christmas photos, right? And so we decided, Alexis and I, that we were going to do awkward family
I was
photos.
about to say that. I want to do that so bad.
We did it when we went to the Color Purple. I'll have to show you what we did. I'll have to show you what we did.
I
It's
want to
cute.
do that.
And I'm going to get them printed out and I'm going to send them to her for the new year.
I like
awkward. It was so funny. And we had some random lady take it before we went to the movie last night.
We keep saying me, her, and Nicole, because all three of us have like tons of pictures together that we need to redo those and make ours awkward pictures.
I had a few that you and Alexis should remake together. They're cute.
Oh my god, that one of me, her, and Michaela. I hate that picture with a passion.
Never. Because everybody was greased up. Marie had everybody oiled down.
Picture with baby passion.
I think you would break out if you
And everybody's smiling like.
Like if I say we do it, just us, like just holy wholesome now.
Would you be like greased up in the face? Like no, I know that's the part that was funny about it. That was the awkward part. Like, why did Marie have them oiled up like that?
She refused for any of us to look ashy in those pictures.
And my poor baby, she's so chocolate. She was just.
I was thinking of Michaela looked like a Krispy Kreme donut. She was just all glazed.
I would like to get to one of the you two who are on like the little teeter-totter swing. That would be awkward as hell. Anyway,
that would be amazing though.
Anyway, let's do better next Christmas. I do like that idea of the 7 fishes.
Feast of 7 fishes.
Okay, I really thought we was gonna have to edit. Okay, you scared me. I was like,
why?
The Feast of 7 Fish.
But it's called fishes on the
okay, I just wanted to make sure we didn't have to edit because I was gonna cut all this out.
Don't blame me. Blame it for being illiterate, not me.
You know, I just want to correct you on air, but I was like,
I think you mean fish.
as long as you got it right, I'm cool. Anyway, I love this family. So speaking of family, we're lounging. But I wasn't lounging over the past few weeks because I was trying to find a hotel for our family reunion. This coming year. And what I love about our family reunion is we always know when it is. Right.
We can never miss the date.
Nope. I think it was one time since I've been on Earth, I believe. Since I can remember, let me stop. That was a bit dramatic. That I believe that it was not the third weekend in July. It was actually the weekend prior. It was like the second weekend in July, and that was in 2016 because Cleveland held the Republican National Convention. And so all the hotels were booked up, even on the Erie side of Pennsylvania, even on the Erie side. We were in Erie, Pennsylvania that year, and they were even booked up on the other side of Lake Erie. Mm-hmm. They were booked up. And so we did it the week prior. So I think so it's only year in modern history that I can think that we didn't do it on the 3rd week of July. Anyway, we always know when it is. We usually know a year out or even 2 years out where it's going to be. who's hosting.
Yeah.
So there's no problem there. The problem I had was trying to book the perfect accommodation. Notice I said perfect, right?
Because we're very picky.
Who,
And
who's
judgy.
very picky?
Some
Our
of our
family.
family.
And somebody said judgy?
Yeah.
Right.
We're very picky.
And so I already put a lot of pressure on myself on a regular day. On a regular day. And so now I got this added pressure of trying to find a hotel. And I don't like making plans for other people, only myself anyway, because I just don't like trying to please everyone. And that's what I found myself doing. And I almost had a meltdown. Because our family is a lot sometimes.
Yes.
I appreciate it though, because I don't think I would be, or we would be the women that we are if we didn't have that pressure. Or is pressure the right word?
I'm gonna say expectations.
Expectations?
Yeah. I say pressure still though, but
I would say, are we letting them off easy with the expectations as opposed to pressure?
It's pressure and expectations.
So why are we calling it pressure? Why do we feel this pressure when no one said you have to do this?
Or they did not.
I don't know.
I feel like if we already are a certain way, they don't expect us to go far from that.
Well, tell me more.
Because, use you as an example.
Before I use myself as an example. Good, thank you, because I don't want to play the victim.
Yeah, because you went to military from what? How old?
Right out of high school.
And then you stopped when you were
38.
Yeah. So we automatically say you're the drill sergeant. You're going to get stuff done. And then this one over here, she is therapist and loves to play therapist on everybody. So everyone goes to her with their problems. And then...
But do they really?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
They do. She don't know how to say no.
She doesn't.
I don't.
So, pressure, expectations.
I'm gonna be honest. If I can play the victim for 2 seconds, because I'm a Pisces and that's what I do. 2 seconds. This was even before I went into the military. I felt it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt it for whatever reason, whether it was in that church, whether it was with the family in the school. I just felt it, and it just didn't stop. But anyway, found it. And I thought I did a good job. And I still needed validation because I was scared, right? And so, and I just kept hearing the person's voice who tapped me to be president this time around for the next 2 years. And then, and we know what we're talking about. She can be a lot. I love her to death. Let's just put that out there. She is also one of the women, in the family who, I wouldn't be who I am without her, because I was always in
very strong woman.
Very strong. Very strong.
In our family.
In our family. Very strong. So I think that's where the pressure comes from. I think that's where the pressure comes from.
The expectation of to be strong.
Very strong. Very strong women.
But I feel like if we're just mediocre, they'll let us know that.
They will. Yeah, they do.
I feel like you can't. I feel like you can't be mediocre in our family.
But the boys can.
Uh-oh, we're going to call them out?
Yeah. Well, why not?
Okay.
We're going to call them out.
Okay, before we get to that, though, what other pressure expectations do you guys feel like falls onto you?
Only child. Pressure.
Can't relate.
What did she say?
I said can't relate.
Yeah.
Having to have a smile all the time when you don't want to.
In the family or just pressure regardless? What are you asking?
But like in family.
In the family.
Is that how you feel for real? That you have to have a smile all the time? And you know what?
I can see that.
I think I might be guilty of that. I'm thinking you should smile all the time. I think I might feel guilty. But do you know why though?
Because you are always happy.
So, no,
I can say I I'm guilty with that because she's always happy. So when she's not, it makes me uncomfortable. But
And
that's not.
I know.
And see,
Yeah.
I want her to smile more because I don't like to see her down.
Yeah.
And when she's too quiet, sometimes shit ain't right, and she don't say nothing.
But I'm just really a quiet person, period.
I'm gathering that, but sometimes Sometimes stuff be wrong and you don't say nothing. So
True. But it's usually when I'm quiet, it's to keep me from popping off. And that's another expectation. I feel like everybody knows that my mother is the pop off queen. And then the second in coming, right?
Right.
And so it's like the Aggie girl of making everybody happy, doing everything, and people pleasing has kind of come on me because McCole is kind of like that the wild child, but she's also the pop off queen too, because she's ready always to throw hands like her aunt. She's always been ready, and so I kind of felt like I felt under Aggie Girl and Beverly's shadow of being the one who had to come in and smooth everything over, right? So like when McCole was ready to fight in school, I was coming in like I wanted to fight, but I also had to like, no, like you can't. When Mare wants to pop off in the parking lot, we do not have money to go to
From
jail.
what I've heard, there's been a few Marine rescue missions.
A lot. And I really want to pop off a lot of times, but then it's I can't because there's too many people.
Consequences.
It's too many people who rely on me. There's consequences. So I have to maintain this image. And that's something I always talk with Marcus about is we have to maintain an image. And that's something Aggie Girl used to always talk about, an image you have to maintain. So, that Girl Scout. And
that's where my pressure is because I was always the one who did everything everybody wanted me to do in alignment, right? And how they wanted me to do it, and I did it, and did not just only do it, I did the best at it, right? And so everybody thinks that this is what it is, right? And I'm always supposed to be the solid one too, right? No one asks me how I'm doing. No one. Not one person. And so I'm always supposed to be the solid one. She's good. Because she's got it. That's fucking exhausting. It's exhausting being on point. So that's why now I sound on the other end of it now, especially as I enter my 50th year, right? Now I just sound like I don't give a fuck because I'm just no to everything. People really probably think I'm just being mean. I am exhausted. I don't care. So the answer is no.
You gotta prioritize yourself.
Even if it ain't prioritizing, it's just no.
That's a priority.
It is, but it's still no. Because I don't even know what it is what they're asking. No. I don't want to do it. I don't even, it just be a hot no. Even if I want to do it, sometimes I just do it. I say no, but just be petty. Because no. Ask somebody else, right? So I feel that our position, especially our position, because we kind of grew up in the same household area in Warren, in that age of Bernice and Aggie, and
man. Another thing I always think about, Nicole used to say it a lot when we were growing up, is being in each other's shadow. And I remember for a long time, I felt like I was in your shadow. McCole felt like she was in mine. Alex said she felt like you was in mine and McCole's. And so...
I feel like the black sheep.
No, you were not.
No, I do feel like that though sometimes.
Okay, you know what? That was wrong of me. Take that away from me. I had no idea. I don't see you that way. I see. Actually, honestly, I am jealous of you and my daughter.
Why?
Because y'all didn't have to grow up in that.
But I envy that though. Like, you guys were very close knit. I'm, 13 years away from Nicole? When, like, I came, there was nobody else for me to do anything with. I had to be in their shadow.
Yeah. Well,
That's
unfortunately, it's because we all like moved away.
Right.
Right.
And then I didn't grow up with my cousins around like that. So yeah, I did feel like the black sheep.
I do feel that. I feel that for you and Alexis also, because I didn't grow up with cousins. Like I don't remember at some point going to childcare because I was in somebody's house, right? Every grandma was everybody's babysitter for a minute. Everybody came over to grandma's house, right? And she was there. Then when McCole came, because me and McCole got a good significant age gap too. And so, but I just remember when she came from the scene, she was at grandma's house. So yeah, we did. You're right. All kind of grew up together. I felt isolated from the Cleveland people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like once I left and I never went back, I didn't belong. So I felt isolated, like I was just a worn person. That also made me feel bad. But I don't know. So that's
But at least you guys had Warren, and then you had a little bit of Cleveland. I was in freaking West Virginia. Like, there. Like, I was literally by myself.
Wow.
And then to make matters worse, when I did like go meet my cousins, they already had like a tight knit community, and then like I would come from West Virginia, like Griffin and Jared or Rhea would come from
Maine.
New Hampshire.
So like we had that thing because we were already far, but when we were younger, we used to be really close. But as we got older, we just kind of
everybody's going to do their thing.
Yeah.
I just pray, as we wrap this part up, that we just kind of keep the same tradition, even though everybody's spread apart. And so when I got tasked to be the president this time, I also feel the pressure because they make it seem like, this generation, talking about my generation, because they talk to me as if I'm still like a baby sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But the seniors, they still talk to us as if like I'm just like got a whole child myself that's grown.
Where you're not about to turn 50.
Right. That's how they talk to me. Anyway, but so there's a new responsibility to make sure that we continue to still have the reunions and we still get together no matter what. And then still we gotta be listening to Agnes. She's 95. She's our matriarch, and we gotta get those stories. And we gotta tighten that up.
We started to get some lost the other day.
That's what I heard.
But another reason why I feel pressure because I look just like my mom, so everybody automatically thinks I'm her.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mean just like they act like her, or just really? Wow.
No. Because when I go on the bus trips with Aggie Girl and someone that knows family, oh, you're Marie's daughter, and they automatically get a bad taste in their mouth, which puts me in defense. Because first of all, my mom made this shit to you. Maybe she did, but like, she did nothing to you, and I know I didn't do nothing to you.
First of all, this
that makes me want to up it up.
First of all, this is how I feel about Marie, because I was her role model before this one came along, right? And I've seen a side of her who's very loving, very caring, low, mean business, right? Because our age gap it's enough where she can be my mom, but kind of not really. Yeah. But I've always looked at her as like a mom. When I was younger, I did what she told me to do, whatever. And I have seen side of Marie, like if I didn't have myself together, she got my tail, right?
You guys 15 years apart?
Huh?
You guys 15 years apart?
Something like that. I say about 15 years apart. But I think because I've seen all these sides of her, and I've seen her grow too with Amber and Toe. I just have a different appreciation for Marie. So when I hear these things, I just brush it off to like, hey, that's a survival thing for her.
It puts me on edge.
And if people can't get with it, they're not the people for her.
No, it puts me on edge because first of all, don't ever disrespect my mom like that, and then don't disrespect me like that.
Yeah, and first of all, I got set up on that last bus trip, right? Because I thought somebody else was coming, so I canceled my whole ass hair appointment to go, and then I got responsible because Aggie, she don't need to work. She set it up, she ain't work, right? So I'm handing out the key fobs so people can get to their rooms. I mean, it was a lot.
It is.
Like I had to show my tail, and I'm generally nice. You know me. I'm okay. I keep myself together, but you
No,
talking to?
they've told Nana several times not to put me in charge.
Well, no, they act the fool,
Mhm.
and I don't know who these new people are,
It's the
right?
audacity for me.
And the way they talk to you,
Mhm.
and then they tried to go overstep and do certain things around the side, and I wasn't going for it. And so, yes, I did have to say something. So I can see why they probably don't like Marie. Because I'm definitely not at her level, but I can see where she can go there.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
they-
no,
yeah,
first of all, I was set up. I'm just.
They told her several times.
Amber was set up.
No, put Amber in charge, not that one. That's literally little Marie. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll take it as an honor.
You'd be like,
That's
put
an
me in
honor.
charge.
That's an honor. I'll take it as an honor.
I do, but sometimes they got me messed up.
Because you know what, as I get older, I do a lot of things like my mother. I tried to fight it for years, and I have just come to the conclusion it is what it is.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
All day. I said all day.
Yeah. It's an honor, right? You know, am I exactly like my mother? No, I'm not. But it is what it is. It's an honor at this point, and I'm gonna let it happen. I'm not. Our demeanor is very different.
In some stances, yes.
Our demeanor is very different. However, the organization, the particularness, and all that stuff, I just
100%.
100%. I have morphed into my mother, and I'm in full acceptance. It's an honor. Yep. I did have a comment from another family member though, years back at a reunion, saying, "Just like your mother." And it was the way they said it. And
I think that's what gets me. The tone.
I want to revisit.
The tone.
I want to revisit one day.
Yeah.
What you mean? What you trying to say?
You can tell me that, but it's the tone you say it in that pisses me off.
It was the context. Yeah. What do you mean? I'm okay with being like my mother, but it's the way you said it.
Yeah.
And if you know what?
You got issues?
I think my mother did a pretty damn good job. So keep it moving. Let's move on. Alex, what you got for us today?
All right. So I got another. Am I the asshole? So topic is, am I the asshole for making my daughter leave because my husband is attracted to her? I, 55 female, have been married to my husband and my daughter's stepdad, 63 male, for 4 years. My 23-year-old daughter and I have a complicated relationship. She has been diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. She has a lot of trauma for watching me and my husband's horrible marriage go down and was bullied in school. When she told me she was being bullied by peers, my view that all children are innocent really tied my hands because I told her that if I said anything to them, I would be an adult harassing a child. She has blamed me for that ever since and keeps referring to this one time where the kids at school called her trash due to the fact that she wasn't taking care of her hygiene due to depression. Part of my response was telling her to take a shower, and I bought her new clothes. The bullying finally ended with an expulsion and a suspension for the ringleaders. She still throws the fact that a school clinic volunteer told her that if she was their child, she would have permission to punch back if administrators didn't do anything. I thought that having her live with me while she finishes school and gets a job would help heal some childhood wounds if my second husband and I modeled a healthy relationship. However, my daughter now doesn't get along with my husband. She is a very introverted, creative person who likes immersing herself in a capsule. So she'd get annoyed if she was eating alone, and my husband would sit across from her and eat, saying would eat later so she could eat alone. However, my husband started acting distant from me, and my daughter complained that his eyes lingered for too long. She got very angry, and there was a lot of shouting and slamming of doors. Finally, my husband admitted he's attracted to her, and it's hard to be around her all day. Said she was a walking temptation, and that's why he was avoiding having sex with me. I was so upset to hear this. I don't blame my daughter for this, but at the same time, the situation has become unbearable. Something would have to give, and I couldn't collect my thoughts with both of them still being in the house. So I gave my daughter money to stay at an extended stay hotel and asked her to utilize her college emergency financial and housing resources they have for students in need. She responded by storming out and telling my ex, who is now circling around social media, using it to paint me as a villain of all villains. I'm not abandoning my daughter. She qualifies for those resources anyway, since my ex is unemployed and we are in substantial debt. I just need time to process the situation, and I don't want to leave my house to stay with my daughter when I have a marriage to figure out. Am I the asshole?
once again,
It's a lot to unpack.
Once
I say
again,
so.
once
To
again,
recap, the daughter is 23. Her and the husband have been together for 4 years. The husband is now lingering after the daughter and has been avoiding sex with the mom. So the mom was like, listen, you have all these resources because we're in debt. Get out the house for a little bit while I try to figure out my marriage.
So I was with her. Okay, first my immediate reaction was, yes, you're the asshole for putting your child out. Right. But then I was like, you know what? Maybe she wants her to be put out for safety reasons
Mm-hmm.
because of so much trauma. And because she has all these resources outside, education and all these other resources, maybe because of her diagnosis, she'll get some mental health treatment too. Because unfortunately, healthcare is, I'm trying to think of a proper word to say, fucked up.
That's proper.
You almost have to be in like dire situations to get that type of help sometimes. And so I was like, okay, so maybe she's making sure she's along her way for the safety of her, until she added that part that I need to figure out my marriage. Well, figure out what? What's there to figure out?
Whether she wants to save it or not.
No, there's not. You're not. There's no saving. There's no saving. Yeah, granted, my daughter has all of these mental health issues,
Mm-hmm.
but they're related to mental health. And you got eyes for her?
And you're avoiding having sex with me because you're lusting for my daughter.
What's there to work out? And like I said, this stuff is layered because there was another marriage prior
that caused her to have this trauma.
That was messed up.
Right.
So mom need to figure out her situation and these men. Not the marriage. She need to figure out why she keep getting with these men. That's my take on it. Yes, mom is the asshole all around.
Mom is the asshole. I see a lot of probably why the daughter is upset is she doesn't feel like she's being supported, especially when she talked about when she was in school being bullied and she didn't provide her the support the daughter felt she needed. And now here we are again, and your husband is telling you that
I'm lusting for your daughter.
Right. And you put me out?
Yeah.
To fuck? I'm your child.
I was with her until she said, till I see what's going on with the marriage. I thought maybe she was, I thought maybe she was, like I said, for the child's safety, right? And
yeah, because like the talk, you can have a talk with them, the talk could go wrong, and then you just want your child out of the situation. But you're trying, that change when you're trying to figure out whether you want to save it or not. There's nothing to be saved.
I think the only reason she might be saving this relationship is that we missed a piece, the debt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. What's the age difference? 55, 63?
She's 55, he's 63.
Oh, dude, might have a little change. Right, and it's hard for her to walk away from that. Right. I'm just, people really, a lot of people really do stay for this and put their children in danger. So the good news is she knew this enough to say, you got to go.
We've seen this time and time again in Tyler Perry plays.
Don't get me started with that. Can we just do Tyler Perry on another episode of The Family Life? I just watched that documentary and I'm feeling away.
Watch this. So now I need to watch it.
I don't know, but anyway, I think I'm almost back on board with mom. Yes, mom's an asshole. Mom's an asshole because she needs to get a hold of her own trauma and her own issues with men and why you allow her and these men to do whatever they're doing, especially this current one.
Yeah.
However, mom sounds like she is in a situation where she's dependent on this person. And so instead of allowing the child just to stay here and she works out whatever she's working out with this guy, she's saying, hey, youngin', go ahead. Is it school that she's going to go to?
Yeah. Okay. It's in college. There's a college emergency
go
fund.
to school, go to school, you'll have housing, you have food, you have mental health care, you'll have all these resources available to you because I can't do it here because I got a pervert I got to stay with because I got to eat, right?
Yeah.
And we broke, and I'm broke, right? So I don't know. I just,
It's a
mom's
lot.
still an asshole, but
It's still a lot to unpack,
It's
and I feel like
layered.
there's a lot of things that is not put in that letter.
and I think this is my therapist brain speaking because just knowing all of these situations could be happening,
Yeah.
right? Because I do know a lot of times when mothers aren't taking care of what they're supposed to be taking care of themselves, and they make sure their children have what they need. That's about the best they can do.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the best they can do. It just looks so bad from the outside, like dang, you just go put the child, but that's probably the best thing she probably could do for her daughter.
Yeah.
I agree with it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm struggling with this. Am I the asshole? Where are you getting these from? Because it's not like the ones that be on the like. One of the ones I saw was like, "Hey, my daughter's a dickhead. She want me to pay $80,000 for a wedding. Am I the asshole?" Like, where are you finding these?
Reddit.
They go too hard.
I like it.
Well, yeah,
It's so
supposed
dick-
to.
Well, no, the ones I see are just so superficial. It's like, yeah, no, that.
I'll come up with a superficial one next time.
No, I love these. This is good. This is good. But I sound like, to the layman, I might sound like, dang, she's taking up for mom. That's why I had to throw in there my therapist brain. It's like,
But I mean,
so much going on.
It is a lot going
Yeah.
on.
Because I get children, teenagers, young adults come in, and their moms have called in and say, "Hey, my daughter needs therapy."
Mm-hmm.
But mom's the one that's really messed up, and the child can't understand, well, what hell, she need to be here. I said,
Yeah.
no, they know that, but they can't do it for themselves. But they knew enough to get you some help.
Right.
They knew enough to call me for you. That's the best they can do. That's all the greats.
That's the best we got.
That's all mom can do. So that's what I don't want to sound like an asshole because I'm semi taking it from.
You're not.
And that's what your scenarios be doing. It may be making me sound like a asshole.
Anyways.
Speaking of assholes, Jonathan Majors.
Ooh.
Is he the asshole?
I don't know.
This is still pissing me off, honestly.
Ooh, tell me,
Because
what's got you pissed off?
The video came out of him getting chased, him being in like. It's not funny, but like.
It actually was funny.
I didn't see it. I didn't look.
We're running him down. Like he's like
she was like a track star.
Right.
And I think he had to like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like he tried to like get her to stop, and then she like booked it right after him. They ran for what, like 3 miles, like nonstop.
So
you tell me he was being the aggressor in that.
So here's the thing. So he was charged with four things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2 misdemeanors, 2 felony charges. The 2 felony charges, he was not convicted of. Those charges meant the harassment and the assault meant that he intended to do that. He went to the situation to do it. However, he was convicted on the 2 misdemeanor charges of assault and harassment, meaning he did not go into it.
Mm-hmm.
The bruises came from him saying like, legit stop, like,
chill out,
the pushing her away and getting away, and that's what we witnessed. And that the jury was they split on it, the decision, and so it's almost like, yeah, we see that you didn't do this, but you kind of did this. So you good, but not really.
Yeah.
So so they did see what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
They understood what you saw. And I don't know how the law is written in I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm a lawyer because I'm a therapist, right? But maybe because of the way the law is written, because she had the bruises and you could see he did it, right? They had to convict.
I just feel that he's not the first person this happened to. First of all,
well, what you getting ready to get into? I'm ready.
Between him, Columbus Short,
Mm-hmm.
who's the guy in the Great Debaters? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Nathan something.
Yeah.
Nate Parker. That's the one
Yes.
who was doing the movie that was coming out. He
got pulled. But
Is his name Parker?
yeah, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. But all of them were like about to be at the height of their career, and they get involved with some type of woman.
Tell me more about what you mean, some type of woman. We don't put our family out here on Front Street. We don't want to put white women out
White
there.
women.
I mean, we love white women. Some
I
of
mean,
them.
yeah, some.
So
But
I mean, we can say what we're gonna say.
they got involved with some type of white woman,
Okay.
and now they got rape charges, drug charges, abuse charges, and their career is gone just like that. And it's like,
So is it the type of woman or just that because of what?
I think I say it's tight because it could have happened with a black girl too. Like someone that's just money hungry. They wanted that quick little buck right then and there. But instead of being smart about the situation, you could have waited till he had more money and did something. But
You know what? Sometimes I be right with you, right up until the end, just like you do it every single time. I be right there,
right there.
Just pulls you in, and then
just-
you be like,
what? Right there. Here's what I feel. We can call it white women.
Mm-hmm.
What I call it is
It's anyone.
what I call it could be, because it could be anyone.
Yeah.
But because we feel, and a lot of times the data says it's
Mhm.
white women, right? So that's what I'm gonna say. The majority of it happens when they're with
White woman.
white women. Okay. I think it's the court of opinion that we do this, and the actual courts that convict that way because of this. That's all I'm saying. Had they been with a black woman, and this happened, do you think the
No.
conviction rates would be as high? Do you think the public opinion would be all on top of it like this? Do you think it would be as televised as it was if it was a woman of African American descent? Right.
absolutely not.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if some of these women were smart, they could have literally just waited till like.
Can't.
Because that's just dumb. If you're want some money, wait till he's like after his peak and he got the money.
And then do the same thing that he's doing now?
Or like,
That you
that's
just
when
did?
your charges should come up.
No, Alex. No.
I'm not saying I would do it, but I'm just saying.
I need for them to number one, regardless of their hue, right? Let's choose wisely.
Well, yeah.
How about we choose wisely? You know what I mean? That's just first things first. Because I don't want this to even happen when they make. I didn't want this to happen to him after he was in all these Marvel films.
I don't want it to happen to him. I'm just saying, if the ladies were smart about it, you can't be a dumb gold digger. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say.
So clearly this wasn't about gold digging. You know what I mean? And I'm.
But to them, that gives them some satisfaction just to like see your whole world crumbling. That's satisfaction to some people.
So do you think
that's why I say some type?
So do you think girl got it right then? What's her name?
Amber Heard?
No.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Diddy's situation.
Ooh, Cassie.
Yeah.
Cassie, you think Cassie got it right?
Yeah. Because she's
She
literally
is smart.
watching his world crumble, but she got a quick buck out of it.
But I don't think it was because she was gold digging.
No,
I don't think she was gold digging.
I think she got in a relationship with so much love and support,
Mm-hmm.
and and just all these other things have been coming out since she left him, gave her enough courage to do this.
And I think Cassie's situation is very unique because she was dealing with this man for years.
But when she was a child, darn it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she didn't want to be the one in court doing all the battles with him,
Mm-hmm.
but she wanted to be the one to let the floodgates open. So she piled up all the evidence she needed,
Mm-hmm.
enough to get him just to be like, all right, chill out. Like, if you do all this, that's going to be something. So she did just enough just to get people to talk, people to get come out the woodworks on them.
Mm-hmm.
She did what she wanted to do. And now, ever since she got her money, you haven't heard shit from her.
I don't think we don't even know. I don't know the sometimes when there's a settlement,
Yeah.
she probably can't speak.
Right.
Or NDA.
Yeah.
But it was like we didn't hear nothing from her beforehand.
When there's assault, I don't think NDAs matter.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Like we didn't hear really nothing from her beforehand about this whole
Right.
situation. And because usually people like drop little like hints
Nuggets,
or whatever. Nothing. And then she went several years, boom. And now she's back quiet. She did what she wanted. She did what she needed to do. What she wanted to do.
Yeah. I'm not sure what.
And now documentaries are coming out. People are coming out. 50 Cent is.
I don't know what
50 Cent's doing his thing.
The young lady's name is Jabari. Her last name is Jabari.
Mhm.
Jonathan Major's ex-girlfriend. So I mean,
it's like Grace.
We want to believe the woman, right? And clearly, from what came up in the trial, there was some weird shit going on.
Well, yeah.
There was some weird shit going on.
The whole race play.
But from the incident at the beginning of the year, we can clearly see he didn't do anything intentional. Now, before that, I don't know. It just seems like the whole situation was just toxic. I just say choose wisely, young men, or brothers, choose wisely.
And I think it makes it easier for women to pick their targets with celebrity men, because like if these men come out. If these men come out and they have like an ounce of like just weirdness to them, you already have the whole world looking at you like, what you doing? So then when all these allegations come out, it's easier for them to believe. That's why I say they got their right choices.
So you think they choose
who they target? Yeah.
Wow. I don't know her motives. I don't know, but it seems like this.
No, I don't know her motives either, but it would make sense.
Yeah.
Like these women pick the men that are already kind of like the weirdos out of the pack, and then they go from there.
Well, I don't know if she was that smart. The only reason I'm gonna say, like, you really she really chases Tim. And I'm sorry, you're not gonna. I'm cool with
she chased him.
I'm cool with role play and everything, but like the stuff he had her doing.
Yeah, no.
The race role, I think is off.
That's what I'm saying. The weirdos already.
What? I used to work with somebody who had
a race ball.
Huh?
That's what she said. Focus.
Hey.
I worked with somebody who dated a black guy and they race played, and one of the things that they wanted the guy wanted her to do was call him a nigga. And I'm like, you didn't? And she's like, I did. What?
Are they still together?
No.
Good. Like, I just think that's weird. But see, my thing is, I think it's weird. And everyone has a kink.
Not your cup of tea.
Everything has there's kinks out here. Mm-hmm. But I think that's almost abusive. That's an abusive kink.
We're not gonna kink shame.
Especially if you okay.
That's what we're not gonna do.
I'm not kink shaming, but I feel like if there's a kink, the other person should be on board and should be weirded out about.
Though.
No, they're not.
They just weren't. Those two weren't.
Exactly.
But normal
people. I think if the other person on the other end of it is being asked to do something that they feel weird about.
I feel like she was into it because she did it and she used it in court
against them. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They know how to pick the weird ones.
If you didn't like it in the beginning, you would have went right. You wouldn't have did it, and then you would have
and you wouldn't have gone with it for a whole fucking year if you didn't want to do that.
This is once again layered.
It is. It's very
like layered. Okay. If someone tells me their kink is like spitting, right? I'm not gonna
absolutely the fuck.
Oh, okay, but I'm not gonna go a whole year of you just spitting on me and then finally be like, "Oh my god, I hate it!" Like, no, like I'm gonna tell you right then and there.
Whoa, time out. Sometimes you can go back on something. That's called consent.
You definitely can.
That's consent. So your kink may have evolved, and I no longer want to be spit on.
But I know it has been evolved. I'm not going to go back and be like, you know what, I was with it at that time, but now I'm not, so now I'm going to bring this up against you in court. No, I'm not doing that.
No, that's that's wrong. When I
was with
it. You're right. You're right. So do you think now I'm thinking like, hey, did Marvel scrap this nigga because he got these misdemeanors or because
He got
kinks?
kinks.
Do we really want our superheroes to have weird ass kinks?
I don't know if my kids looking up to that.
Because we got like Black Panther, then you got this nigga right here wanting somebody to role play Coretta Scott. Yeah, that's
right. You be Michelle.
so I'm really thinking this has nothing to do with the charges.
Like, listen, we're trying to go for Black Power here, and you're going against it. So, sir, we're gonna have to like.
Disney worked hard on getting it right. They worked hard on getting it right.
Very diverse.
Yes, they worked hard on getting it right. And what we're not gonna do is
That.
have some racial king. Now, if you
They
said
could have had any other king of
like
the
furry, like if your ass was a furry or something, bad. Because it kind of go along with
Right,
they kind of go along with costumes and shit.
He could have had any other king in the world, but we're not going to give us that great play.
It's not even the charges; it's the king. All right, y'all crazy. So that's where I want to end that right there. Talking about Marvel and kind of them pulling out all of the all jokes aside, I do feel bad that he lost everything. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel. Maybe I need a minute on him losing all of it because of this. And so, do you think he'll find his way back?
I feel some type of way because I love Johnny Depp, first of all. But when his whole trial with Amber Heard was happening, he did lose stuff. Mm-hmm. But then he got it back just like that. So, but I don't know if it's going to happen in Jonathan's case because he was found guilty for some bullshit.
There were misdemeanors.
But still.
Yeah. And this was like
and Johnny and Amber's were like deep.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
And I will say, I think there's a difference when there's race involved. So, like Columbus Short, Jonathan Majors, Nathan Parker, they're all Black, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're going to have a harder time. And we already know that.
And they already had a harder time getting stuff.
We already know that there's disparities for African American actors and actresses. We're listening to it now with Taraji Henson, Monique. Monique saying it a long time ago. And now, but white actors and actresses, they can mess up and say, I'm sorry, I apologize. This is not what I meant. Send a video or set a video out to the world to see. And then the next day, they're in a $1 million movie. Mm. Whereas Black actors and actresses, they literally are scrapping.
We have to fight harder to get our position back.
One more thing. Do you think the roles that Jonathan Majors played prior to this trial hurt him? I mean, his roles were pretty aggressive. The Harder They Fall, and then he did Creed. I'm not sure what else he did, but those were pretty aggressive roles. And not only was the one in Creed aggressive, he was an asshole.
He was an asshole.
I don't know. It's just so I don't know. I don't know him, but that's how we know people. I just don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no because there have been some white actors that played pretty aggressive roles and they've had charges against them and they're violent people.
So do y'all know my favorite Marvel movies?
Black Panther.
Like your set?
Iron Man.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, we always say there's two dudes that are cancel proof in Hollywood. Mm. And one of them is Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
Because he did the absolute fucking most.
Oh, so he's done everything under the sun.
And it's like...
And he's one of the people I was thinking about.
Yeah. And then we say Snoop Dogg. That's our boy, so...
Love Snoop. Yeah, Snoop can't go wrong.
Robert Downey Jr. And he was in all those Marvel films. He's been in every single one of them since Iron Man. Because he's the Batman of Marvel. But
has not gotten canceled. He's done, like you said, he's done everything under the sun. And everyone's still like, oh, but he's Iron Man.
However, when he did his stuff, we weren't canceling people.
True.
We were not canceling people.
Do you guys think that the cancel culture is only as high as it is now because of social media? Or is it because people just now want to have an opinion on everything?
Both. I think it's social media because everything's in real time and you got information about somebody's life more than what we used to get when we were kids. I know way too much about all these people. And a lot of it's their fault because they put it out there. That's number one. And then yes, everybody wants to have an opinion. Look at us. We're on YouTube right now having an opinion. There's way too many platforms to have an opinion. So, we're gonna form opinions by listening to other people. I'm going to form opinions by listening to the 24-hour news cycle. I'm going to form opinions by my favorite YouTubers. I'm going to form opinions by everything. When her and I were coming up in the early 70s and 80s, we had the newspaper, and it might have hit 2 or 3 days later. You see what I'm saying? There was nothing in real time, and we didn't know a lot about anything. We were like blissfully ignorant, and that was it. People were behind the scenes doing all kind of things, and we had no idea. Yeah. And I felt good about the world then. I don't want to know what you're doing.
And now it's like more like people from y'all's time. It's like more stuff is coming out. And I'm like,
right. And
y'all talk about our role models,
and we had no
people do it.
We had no idea because there was no social media. There was no 24. The TV literally went off after Johnny Carson. Like there was nothing. See, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. See, there was just nothing going on. It was like snow. There was snow. There was no 24-hour news cycle. I think like networks like MTV start being on 24/7. But it was all videos.
Yeah,
it was all videos.
We didn't have reality TV.
I think they had like one of the first reality shows was The Real World.
Yeah,
but that was still like basic.
It was very
basic. It was cute. But so I think
reality shows now.
I think social media with the addition of talking heads like we're doing right now with an opinion, even though we're supposed to be lounging as a family, we got opinions about all this. Sometimes there's 3 different opinions, sometimes it's the same, but somebody's listening, right? So all of this matters. Yeah, we do too much. I think we do too much. That's why I haven't watched the news in a very long time.
Oh, me either.
Yeah, I haven't watched the news in a very long time. All right.
My news is social media.
What's that?
My news is social media.
Mine used to be Twitter. It was X now, but it was getting to be too much.
Yeah.
It was getting to be too much. So the last time, I stay very informed still, but I get it from other sources. I like to read deep as opposed to getting sound bites and tweets. Because it's really messed up. But that's a whole other conversation for another day as we come up on the next election cycle. Because I got big feelings. I got big feelings. Anyway, speaking of big feelings, what's y'all's love language?
You go first.
My love language is act of service and affirmations.
That's how you give, or you like to receive it?
What's your main?
My main is act of service. My second,
really?
my main is act of service. My second is affirmations.
I've been knowing you all my life and didn't know that.
I can see that because she's not really a physical touch person.
Oh,
that's a whole ass lie.
No, she's not.
Yes, it is.
Have you seen Barney try to touch her? She like cringes. She's like
certain, but like PDAs, I do not like. I don't know why.
Yeah, he tries to give you PDA and you like go to whole frenzy.
I don't like PDA.
That's
especially in front of
something y'all need to work on.
Extremely.
I don't know if it's a y'all thing or a you thing. Y'all need to work on that. But Amber, ever since you were a baby, you've been all over me.
Yeah, because you're my cousin.
What do you mean? and maybe these love languages change from person to person. Yeah. So you want me to go next? Mine is quality time, so I like to receive, and physical touch. Because I feel like if you give me quality time,
you're touching.
Don't touch. Okay. You just have to. It's probably happening while we're spending quality time.
So what's your main?
Quality time. Quality time. Yeah.
Both ways, giving and receiving.
I think I like to give gifts.
Okay.
I'm a gift giver, but I don't necessarily like to always get them. And I'm gonna address that because the author of the love languages. I'll get to that. Go ahead.
All right. Mine is physical touch and acts of service.
Really?
As you talked about me cringing when somebody touches you, you cringe.
Once again, all over me.
Always. Always.
That's
That's how it
so what's your
is.
second one?
Acts of service.
That's how you like to receive.
Yeah. Because I have a kink that goes with it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not bad. But I like to receive. Give for acts of service.
Gift giving or acts of service is two different things.
Like gift giving, just doing stuff with other person.
That's acts of service. Well, I guess this could be both. It depends on.
Yeah, this is the acts of service.
Okay.
Physical
All right.
touch.
Yeah. I struggle with the acts of service. I've always thought the way she likes to give is acts of service. Because I always thought of her as the doer.
Mhm.
And I'm the touchy-feely one. It's not touchy-feely like touchy-feely, but like the...
Yes, I could see you being physical touch though.
Yeah.
And I could see you being acts of service.
Yeah, she's a doer. If something's got to be done, she is on it. Like, but she's not getting ready to give you too much
Emotion
emotion. Yeah.
at all.
That's why I was struggling when she said everybody come to her. Like, then she called me and be like, "Hey, I need help,
Buddy, please."
My brain is turned off.
And then that's what because I don't want to do stuff.
Yeah.
I'll do it, but I don't like to. I can't stand it. So there's 5 of them. We did we hit all of them for ours? So
No.
so there's I gotta read because I mess them up every single time. So there's words of affirmation, acts of service,
That was yours. Words of affirmation, acts of service.
receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So we between the 3 of us, we hit all 5.
What
And
is your guys' least favorite?
words of affirmation.
I think mine might be physical touch.
I'm okay with receiving them sometimes. It's just off for me, but I struggle affirming someone else. Cause I feel like if I'm in your presence, you have to know I love you. So that goes back to the author, and I don't want to get into the book and try to like.
I think mine is definitely words of affirmation because I just don't like compliments in general.
Yeah, right. I'm not trying to get into the author and the book itself because the book's been in print since like the mid-90s, and everybody is either, if you haven't read the book, you've at least taken the test, or you've encountered it somehow, right? So everybody probably knows about the love language. So what he said was, the author, was that how you find out about someone's love language, you pay attention to the things they complain about or the way they show love, right? I don't know if that's an exact science.
I was about to say,
but that's the gist.
I don't like that though, because I feel like
it may not be an exact science for everyone, but I think across the board that's what he got.
Because like, okay, so you said what they complain about and
yeah.
how they show love.
Yeah,
I don't like that because I feel like that can go hand in hand with love bombing.
Mm.
Can you
I
expound?
was about to say, give me a little bit more.
Oh, so like the one guys get with a guy and he just does way too much in the beginning. So he could do the physical touch, he could do the words of affirmation. He just wants to do anything to make you feel good. So you're not really gonna know what his love language is.
So that's probably why the author wrote several love language books. There's one for singles. Seriously.
Yeah.
There's one for singles. There's one for dating. So the original one was for couples.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to really run into your scenario like that. So there may be other language involved when we're talking about dating and being single. And so I'm not sure.
And I feel like the love bombing obviously goes for like if you're single, then when he's doing all this, trying to figure out like all the love languages, he's just trying to see what you respond to. So he's just going to constantly do that. But that's probably not even his real.
But isn't that any new relationship? Not necessarily a love bomb?
No.
I don't know. I've been out of the game for so long. I don't even...
And I quit the game for a minute. So
No.
I mean,
it could be. I don't know.
What's the difference between okay? Where's the line between them putting their best foot forward and then just being a love?
I feel like you could tell, especially if they're just doing way too much. Like, okay, if it's week 3, you shouldn't be doing like the situation I was just in.
Okay.
With the one guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's after I sat back. That was love bombing to me.
So you didn't believe him when I told you the first time he was doing too much?
No.
Okay. I'm seasoned out here in these streets.
But okay, but we were both right. Like that to me was love bombing. Like if I said something I liked, he automatically liked it times 10, and it was just like, oh my god, let's just do this, let's do that.
So they also call that future faking.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is that a love bomb?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing? Okay. All right. Thanks.
So,
it's so many terms.
I feel like that is the love bombing, the fine line between love bombing and just trying to put your best foot forward. I actually have an opinion, but you can still be nice about it. You can still do a little cutesy stuff there and there, but it's not, you're not doing way too much.
Okay. So I see what you're saying, but I want to back up. I want to back all the way up. I think on the surface, the original book was for couples.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I believe it's Bible based. So, and it was written in the 90s, mid 90s. And this terminology that you're using right now was not a thing. Love bombing.
Yeah.
We didn't really get much into narcissistic behavior and how
toxicity.
How all these things play out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think what he's saying is not an exact science. It's probably just what he observed in couples counseling. Because I think that's what he did. I'm not sure if he was a pastor or anything. I really should have did my homework. I haven't read this book since the mid 2000s. Because I actually read it. But so that's why I don't believe it's an exact science. And because it's Bible based, because you're only going to, I bought it out of Hobby Lobby. I think the original book I bought out of some Life Christian store. So like, it isn't Barnes and Noble, but at the base,
I'll be fine.
at the base of it, he doesn't really get into a lot of psychobabble or other terminology. So it's not an exact science, but that's what he said. He's observed was you pay attention to what the other person is complaining about or how they show love, and that's probably their love language. Because oftentimes, if she's my mate and I am out here, doing laundry, washing cars, and the other, she's not feeling loved by me, right? But this is my way of showing love, right?
Right.
So I got to pay attention to what she's complaining about. You never say I'm pretty. You never say I'm this.
And you're never spending time with me.
Right.
You're like, I'm trying to do acts of service for you.
Right. So that's my love. And that's how I like to show it. Mm-hmm. And so I need to pay attention to what she's saying, especially in these couples counseling, that, so words of affirmation is how she likes to get it. And I need to be paying attention to that. And, or that she likes to give me gifts.
Okay.
And that's probably maybe her secondary way. So that's what he's saying. That's what I'm saying.
You guys had two different ways you like to give.
Very different, I think.
You like to do
acts of service.
How I give?
Yeah.
Gifts.
Okay. So physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation. So say that you two are mates. How would you guys be able to coexist with two different love languages?
We just have to understand it. It doesn't even have to be in conflict, right? We just have to understand it. And and like I said, I haven't read the book in a long time. So I just feel like, and sometimes you're not going to maybe always get or receive how you want it. So it's not exact, like always doing the acts of service. She's going to be loved. Or, it's got to be like this thing, but you have to understand it and understand when to do it. It's like maybe like a timing thing. I'm not sure. But however, like I said, this is more surface stuff. I think, there's clearly more work to do. But these are the things that we could talk about right up front.
Right.
Like you never say I'm pretty. You didn't notice when I got my hair. You didn't notice when I got my hair cut the other week.
Right.
You didn't, you know what I mean? I would like for you to bring me flowers, stuff like that. And those are also very deep.
How drastic do you guys think the relationship could be if it's not understand the different love languages that you guys have?
So what do you mean? What do you mean drastic? How bad does it have to get, or how bad can it get if you don't understand it?
Both.
It could probably get pretty bad, especially if you're not communicating.
I was going to say, because I think it comes down to communication.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm
But some people can't communicate.
Especially if I'm going to sit up here and expect that you know how I want it. I'm going to sit up here and just, and it's not fair to me as the person who's not getting my needs met, and it's not fair to my
that I'm not telling you.
That I'm not telling you, because you're not a brainwash. You just moving through the earth, showing me how you love me by, taking my car to get an oil change, helping me with the kids, stuff like that. Well, I got all that.
I'm independent.
I need for you to get down in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just physical. So yeah, I think it can be very problematic, and like she said, it's this communication thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think it's a communication thing. I love the love language. I always think, I'm not a marriage and family therapist, but I think it's always a really good place to start.
Yeah,
it gets the conversation.
I feel like that's a
going.
good place for anyone to start, because like, even when it comes to loving yourself, you gotta know your love language to. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
Can I throw one more in there?
Mm-hmm.
So this is not even about couples. So I used to work in middle school as a therapist, and I used to have primarily boys, mostly boys of color, Hispanic, African American, mostly African American, and I had my 7th and 8th grade boys in one time, and I did the love language test with them, because that he also has a book, Love Languages for Teens, and I thought all of them, I sold my boys short. Y'all know I love my boys. I thought they were all going to come in and say that the way they like to be shown love is with gifts. Not one person said a gift. Not one person said an act of service. You know what all of them said? Time. No. Words of affirmation. Every last one of it was either their first or their second one. Every last one of them said, I would like if my mom or my dad would acknowledge I had a good day. I would like my mom and dad to tell me that I did good when I'm doing good. And they like, some of them had a little drip. Like, I was so shocked. And when I tell you it got more deeper discussion, I was so surprised. I knew my boys were smart, and I knew my boys had big feelings, because they wouldn't be in that program if they didn't have big feelings. Right. But their big feelings were mostly aggressive. That's why they were in that program. They want to fight, they want to cuss, they want to act a fool, or whatever you want to call it. But they literally, all of them said words of affirmation or quality time. Amber, like you said, like they want their mom and dad or their aunt or somebody close to them to come to one of their games, or take them somewhere. I thought because they all like to come in with with the Jordans on or whatever. What are those? They always coming in fresh, no matter what. I thought they were going to say something shallow, something like that. All of them said words of affirmation. I feel like
most kids want that, though.
I think they do.
It's a basic need. It's a basic need.
Right.
Yeah. But the way they ask for it.
But then parents just think, I'm giving you your what you want, what you're asking for. You're good, but no, like, I want you to say you love me. I want you to say you're proud of me. Like, that's.
And sometimes the only intervention I have for them, when one of the teachers or something asks me, or what's going on with them, what do they need? I said, a hug.
Pretty much.
I had no other intervention. There was no there was no therapy here. He needed a hug today.
Or just sitting beside them and being quiet.
And let them come in your room and play and do a puzzle, or just just sit for a minute. Some of those were the best sessions I ever had in the middle school. Just letting them just be.
Yep.
I'd say some of my students, they just like, if I'm sitting in the office, even though I'm with them from 9:30 all the way to when I let them out at lunch, and they come back within an hour. But if I even go to the office for like 20 minutes just to have a little peace and privacy, here comes 3 just to sit in the office to be near me. I'm like, oh, okay.
I was very surprised when I gave them the test. First of all, I thought they were going to be a little reluctant to take the test, right? Yeah, because some of them are my ADHD friends, and they said when they did it, and we talked about it. Words of affirmation. I just want my mom, and it was always the mom. Usually, it's dad. I don't know. That's a whole nother recording. But I want my mom to tell me I had a good day. She recognized that I had a good day when I had a good day. Because sometimes they would have horrible days all the time. So when they had a good day, they would want their parent to recognize they had a good day. And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, they probably would have more good days if you would recognize the one good day. The one day that they did something right. How about we recognize that?
That just brought up a topic that we could talk about next time.
We'll write that down. Okay, ladies, I love this stuff. But we really need to wrap up for today. So I don't like New Year's resolutions because I think a resolution is just a goal without a plan.
I always say intentions.
A New Year's intention. Manifestations. Y'all got any?
Yes. Go ahead.
I do. I have. If anybody goes into my bathroom in the bedroom, I write them on my mirror. And so my one for 2024 is just to maintain professionalism with the work, or professional, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, professional level with
boundaries.
Work. Yeah.
Okay. With your clients?
With
your clients?
Not even with clients. Well, not maintain professional boundaries, but kind of increasing
your professional status.
Yes.
Okay. Every year my New Year's resolution is about the same, but I try to step it up differently. In my money, I want to do better with my money. So last year was a year I pay off things, and this year is when I invest more. So I don't want to start in January, so I've already started. Because I don't know, just something about starting in January makes it.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just off to me. Like, oh, I'm going to start in January. New year, new me. Like, it's just another day. Right? So yeah, it's annoying. So I always try to start around November. Trying to put things into place, and maybe the drop dead date is in January, but things are already in place. Like, I've already started my bank drafts going out, and I already talked to somebody about one of my 401ks that I want to continue to contribute to. I need to move it or something like that. So I've already put things in motion, and then in January I'm gonna hit. So that's more of a resolution for me, because I do not want to work past 60.
Same.
I don't. I might have to, but I don't want to. I don't want to be sick about it.
Yeah. What else?
Oh, what else? I want to do more camping. I don't know if that's a resolution.
Yeah.
Is that a resolution? Yeah. I want to do more. It was exciting. I want to go further, so I might take another trip back up to Cape Cod and camp there.
Get an RV. I'll go
camping.
I would like to do an RV, but I'm trying to get my money together, so I don't know if that's in the.
Would you do cross country?
Absolutely not.
Okay. All right.
I do the best I want to do right now is I want to go towards Cooperstown, because that's where the Baseball Hall of Fame is. I want to get a picture by Ken Griffey Jr.'s bust.
What's that at?
Cooperstown's in New York. I want to say it's New York. I want to go there. So maybe I'll camp somewhere near there. I don't even know where Cooperstown is. I heard it's about 6 hours from here, and then Cape Cod's it's like 6 to 7 hours from here. I want to do that, and then in the same area I'm always in, Delaware, Maryland. I want to do that again, but just incorporate more of that. Somehow we'll celebrate my 50th. We'll figure that out. We were supposed to do some type of destination thing, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll be 50 all year. What you got?
Not yet.
What?
I said, yeah, that I wasn't invited to, but I guess I'll still snap. So my manifestations are to become healthier, mentally and physically. Mm-hmm. I've had a lot of health issues happening lately, and this one's kind of like depressing, but not really. To do the final steps for me to pregnancy, if that's the route I'm supposed to take.
Final steps
Mhm.
to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Maybe that's an after party one.
yeah.
Okay. I'll keep it there. Well, listen, we will check in after the new year.
Yes.
And I mean, it'll be a week, but maybe things have changed, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do. Maybe how about we do a 90-day check-in on air and see how
Where everybody's at with their manifestations.
Yeah, I don't think mine were too lofty, especially when I've already put some things in place. I don't know. Have you already started putting some things in place?
Yeah.
Okay. I dare you to do better with your taxes,
Mm-hmm.
girl. That's why we ain't going to Puerto Rico this year.
Yeah.
For
Do
me.
better with the taxes.
I mean, I started my one, so.
And I'm already in the midst of a couple like school and teaching and
You got a lot going on.
yeah, so things are already in place.
You're
It's
right,
just
they are. Yeah.
kind of seeing it through.
So maybe we'll check in around March. That's around my birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and see how things are going, and if we need to help each other out doing that. Because the one thing our matriarch did say the other night, no matter what we do, kind of show up for each other.
She did say that.
So once again, ladies, this was fun. And I like the Christmas lounge, and we'll do it again.
I like it.
Yeah. See ya.